Hello, coaches. I wanted to just check in about our Copenhagen Plank. We've been working a lot on adduction at the hip, which I love, and I've been adding that in because as we learn to push the knee out, just like when we put a band on to push out against, and that provides a lot of stability. Having strong adductors gives us sort of a built-in band. That's why we're drilling it so much with these adduction strides, Copenhagen plank, that sort of stuff. However, there are some things to consider. One is if people have pubic symphysis instability, so where the two hemispheres of the pelvis come together. Copenhagen plank, especially if people get into it at a level that is beyond what is maybe the right for them at that moment, can cause some instability either there or the sacroiliac SI joint. So let's talk about some options to think about. So Copenhagen plank is this side plank variation where we're putting a foot up on a thing. So just right away, I can possibly just rest my foot up there and I can push into that a little bit. This already is taking my leg off center. It's abducting my leg a little bit. So I have my knee down, so I can be really strong. If I can do this side plank, I can almost make my side plank easier, and then just a little bit of pressure here while maintaining a nice strong brace through the center will apply some stress to the adductors, making that just a little bit harder. Another place to be is here. So I just have my foot up on a yoga block. That keeps my hip more in line, so it's going to be a little less intrinsic stress on that hip joint and pelvis. And here again, I can just push as hard as I want to, possibly even taking that knee off, but really that's never a requirement for this movement. For some of us, this might not, neither of these might be right, and we can get at something else. So we might just do straight up side plank. You could push a little bit into the floor to sort of engage some of those inner thigh muscles, or we could switch to something more like the banded adduction. This is another place where if people get way out here and you're trying to squeeze in or pick their leg up, that might put too much stress. So we just get people to start small with that squeeze. And yet maybe another place would be just something like holding a yoga block between the legs, maybe doing some sort of a leg drop with the yoga block. And that might not be right either. It could be between the knees is better. My main point is that all of these movements should be really scalable, and that we as coaches should be pitching to the people who need the coaching the most. So we don't always know who that's going to be. There could be somebody who has some pregnancy related stuff that is really invisible. And so we might want to think, here's how to scale this back to the point where it's going to be safe for everyone. And maybe here's a middle of the road and as an afterthought almost, and here's what it might look like if you need more challenge. But you might throw that piece out to people in general during the time versus demonstrating it, throw that out to specific people while people are doing it versus demonstrate those harder options to the whole class. Because we want everyone to be safe and be able to plug into this stuff in places that work well for them. Good luck.